Hey folks, what's happening? This is your host, Lorenzo Big Flem Fleming here with another episode of Big Flem's Pigskin Picks NFL Edition. Right now we're starting the second half of the NFL season, and so far we have some good surprises here. We still got two undefeated teams. We got the San Francisco 49ers at 7-0, and we have the New England Patriots, the defending Super Bowl champs, at 8-0, representing the AFC. That's nothing new. So, and plus we still got a couple of teams who hasn't got their first win yet. The 0-7 Miami Dolphins, aka the Tuna Fish, as well as the 0-7 Cincinnati Bengals, aka the Bungles. And plus you got a handful of teams that are really struggling this year, including my home state team, the Atlanta Falcons, aka the Pigeons. I hate to say that about them, but the way they playing, they stunk. Okay. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and get week 9 started here. And also I would like to say that so far we had an outstanding week 8. Like I say, we were 13-2. That's great. That's probably the best record we had as far as making picks for a particular week. All right, folks, we're going to go ahead and get started with our Thursday night game, which is, of course, Halloween. For those who haven't looked on the calendar lately, while your kids out trick-or-treating and stuff like that, make sure your kids are safe. Make sure they wear, nice, loving costumes. Make sure you check the candy. And also make sure you check all the snacks and treats and everything like that. Make sure nobody tamper with the candy. Don't put no needles or poison or anything like that. Just make sure you look after the kids if you're out trick or treating on Thursday night. Make sure make sure your kids get home safely, and make sure for those driving through residential neighborhoods, make sure you watch out for kids in costumes and all that good stuff, and make sure you don't speed through residential areas. Okay, folks. Now that's my public safety announcement for Halloween. So let's get back to the business at hand here. Speaking of Thursday night game, for those who are not taking their kids out trick-or-treating or who are not into trick-or-treating at all, like myself, we have that matchup with one of our undefeated teams, as I mentioned before, the 7-0 San Francisco 49ers. They're traveling to Glendale, Arizona at State Farm Arena, or State Farm Stadium, that is, to take on the 3-4-1 Arizona Cardinals. Like I say, Kyler Murray, he's kind of up and down so far this season. So far, he's managing as best he can with the Cardinals as a rookie quarterback there. But like I said, I'm still sticking with Jimmy Garoppolo and Richard Sherman, my frat brother, and the 49ers. So the 49ers are going to take this one on Halloween night for their little trick-or-treat fun. So now let's go ahead and tackle our Sunday matchups for the first Sunday in November. Seems like this year is really about to wrap up here, so let's get into it. All right, our first matchup for the Sunday afternoon games, we'll have the woeful 1-7 Washington Redskins, aka the Rednecks, traveling to Orchard Park to take on the 5-2 Buffalo Bills. Like I said, the Redskins still can't get their act together after getting rid of Jay Gruden. But Buffalo, they're doing pretty good so far, even though they stumble against the Patriots and, of course, the Eagles on this past Sunday. So they'll get it back together, folks. So I'm going with the Buffalo Bills over the woeful Washington Redskins, a.k.a. the Rednecks. All right, our next matchup, we have the woeful 1-6 New York Jets traveling down to South Florida, Miami-Dade County, the Hard Rock Stadium, to take on the woeful, pitiful Miami Dolphins, a.k.a. the Tuna Fish. Like I said, that will be definitely a snoozer game. Like I say, I'm hoping Miami will finally get their first win of the season, so I'm going with the Dolphins on this one, folks, a.k.a. the Tuna Fish, to beat the Jets in Miami, so the folks can have something to cheer about down there in Miami-Dade County in South Florida. All right, folks, our next matchup, we have the 5-2 Indianapolis Colts traveling to Pittsburgh, the Steel City, to take on the 3-4 Pittsburgh Steelers, a.k.a. the Rust Buckets. Like I said, of course, Ben Roethlisberger is still out with his injury, and their backup, he's trying to hang in there. But like I said, the Colts are doing pretty good this year, after, Andrew Luck retired before the first game of the season. So I'm going to stick with the Indianapolis Colts on this one, folks, over the Steelers. All right, our next matchup, we have the 3-1 Detroit Lions traveling to Oakland to take on the 3-4 Raiders. Seems like Derek Carr is really struggling there. And his offensive weapons are not doing what they're supposed to do there in Oakland, soon to be the Las Vegas Raiders. So I'm going to stick with the Georgia alum, Matthew Stafford, and pick the Detroit Lions over the Oakland Raiders on this one, folks. All right, folks, we're going to take our first break, and we'll be right back with Big Flem's Pigskin Picks, NFL edition, here on Big Flem Radio and TV.
Hey folks, this is Lorenzo Big Flem Fleming, the host and creator of Big Flem Radio and TV website. As you know, I am a host of 6 podcasts on Big Flem Radio and TV, designed for the general listening audience. Like I said, whenever you get a chance, check it out. Check out the website. Check out the online store for Big Flem Radio and TV themed products and little knickknacks and gifts for your friends and your family members. Like I said, you'll find it very interesting. I guarantee it. Like I said, the podcast covers news, music, talk. I wouldn't say news, but mainly talk about today's news and topics, as well as a channel dedicated to my fellow American military veterans, because I am a veteran myself. 21 years qualifying service in the Army and the Army Reserves, which includes 2 combat tours in Iraq and 6 months contingency operation tour in Kuwait. So I dedicate that show to all my fellow veterans and family members of veterans. So if you give a chance, hey, give me a chance. Give a listen. Check out the website at www.bigflemradiotv, that's one word, .com. Again, that's www.bigflemradiotv.com. I'll spell it out for you. It's BIGFLEM as in Mike, RADIO TV. And you can send me a tweet on Twitter with the hashtag Flem, FLEM_radio. So like I said, give me a shot, give it a listen. And also, if you want to send a request for a song or want to make a comment or criticisms about any of the podcast shows on Big Flem Radio and TV, go ahead. I like to hear from you. Send me a shout out, or if you want me to do a shout out for somebody, or you want to do a dedication on a certain show, just send it to the email bigflemradiotv@gmail.com. Again, that's bigflemradioandtv@gmail.com, and put whatever particular podcast show in the subject line. For example, one of the shows you're listening to right now is Big Flem's Pigskin Picks, NFL edition, as well as college football edition. Also, you can send the subject line. You can use My Prerogative with Lorenzo Fleming, Reflections, Rockin' Into the Night, as well as Lorenzo's Jams. Again, give it a try. Check it out. Listen to it. Tell all your friends and your neighbors and your family members, and even strangers. You won't regret it. It's Big Flem Radio and TV.
Lemonade! Lemonade for sale!
Aren't you cute with your little lemonade stand?
Would you like to buy some lemonade, Mr. King?
No, thank you, sweetie.
It comes with free checking.
You're like 8 years old. What did you say, free checking?
8.5.
Do you have bankers in that little stand with you?
No, but sign up and I'll get my daddy to stop stealing your newspaper.
Okay. Do you print out little account statements?
I'm not allowed on the computer since I got sued for downloading music.
All right, I'll take a lemonade.
Regular, tall, or venti?
It seems like you can get free checking anywhere, even at a lemonade stand. So what makes that so special? That's why Wells Fargo gives you more than free checking. Because not only does Wells Fargo have free checking with direct deposit, you also get knowledgeable bankers who can help you with buying a car, a house, or simply saving for the future. Whatever your financial goals, don't settle. Expect more from your checking. Talk to a knowledgeable Wells Fargo banker today. Wells Fargo, the next stage. Wells Fargo Bank and a member FDIC.
Attention
Attention migraine sufferers. Do you suffer from migraine or tension headaches? Is the pain unbearable? Do your pills upset your stomach and make you nauseous? Have you ever wished for faster relief? Well, your wish has finally been answered. It's now possible to stop migraine suffering in minutes rather than hours or days. That's right, it's now possible to stop migraine suffering in just minutes with a remarkable breakthrough. It's called Dr. Heisen's Headache System, and it will change your life. Developed by board-certified neurologist Dr. Morton Heisen. It's easy to use and clinically shown to relieve migraine pain without pills, shots, or prescription. Previously available only to his patients, Dr. Heisen's Headache System is now available directly for the first time. Stop the throbbing, stop the pounding, stop the nausea in just minutes with the revolutionary Heisen Headache System. Real relief is finally here for all migraine and tension headache sufferers. Call 1-800-811-4024. That's 1-800-811-4024 for real relief in minutes, guaranteed, or your money back. Call 1-800-811-4024. Again, 1-800-811-4024.
Who are you?
We're Big Flem Radio and TV. Hey folks, welcome back. This is your host Lorenzo Big Flem Fleming here. We're going to continue on with our NFL picks on Big Flem's Pigskin Picks here on Big Flem Radio TV. Like I say, also you can check out this podcast as well as the Big Flem's Pigskin Picks College Edition, as well as 5 other podcast shows on Big Flem Radio and TV. Like I say, check it out. It all caters to music, talk, and veterans issues. And also check out that wonderful online store. Like I say, it has some neat Big Flem Radio TV theme merchandise and gifts, especially with Christmas coming up. You can buy a nice little gift for someone special, your loved one, your family member, your friend, your co-worker, stranger, your alien from Mars, from outer space, or whatever it may be. So check out the online store, as well as the website, and also check out the informative links for some information for veterans and those who have interest in other things. Check out www.bigflemradiotv.com. Again, that's www.bigflemradiotv, that's one word, .com. If you want to send us a tweet, you can do that on Twitter using the hashtag Flem_radio. Again, that's Flem, F-L-E-M as in Mike, _ radio, R-A-D-I-O. And also, we have a Facebook group page, as well as a Facebook page created for Big Flem Radio and TV. Just go to facebook.com/Big Flem Radio TV for the group as well as the page. Like I said, check it out. You'll like it, and pass it on to your friends and your neighbors, your classmates, cellmates, your military buddies, your battle buddies, so on and so forth. All right, folks, let's get back to our picks here. As I mentioned earlier, we did pretty well in week number 8. We were 13-2. That's about the best picks we had so far in this NFL season. And so far for 2019 season through week 8, our total is 71-46-1. I'll give you the winning percentage in another commercial break. All right, folks, let's get back to our picks. Now, our next picks we have is the 2-5 Cleveland Browns. They're traveling to Denver to take on the 2-6 Denver Broncos. Both teams are struggling. Baker Mayfield, he's still struggling, trying to get that offense going. And like I said, Odell Beckham Jr. hasn't had the ball thrown in his direction that much. So I know he's probably frustrated as well. So I'm hoping they can work those bugs out. And of course, Joe Flacco, he's still struggling there in Denver, trying to get that offense going, especially I think being cut by the Ravens last season. So I'm going to go with Baker Mayfield and Odell Beckham Jr. I have Cleveland over Denver in that matchup. All right, folks, our next pick will be the 5-3 Houston Texans, traveling down to Jayville, Florida, to take on the 4-4 Jacksonville Jaguars in a key AFC South division matchup. Like I say, Deshaun Watson, he's doing pretty good this year. He had a few rough bumps this season so far. And Jacksonville, with their backup quarterback filling in for Nick Foles, so far he's guiding the franchise well also at 500 at this point. So it's going to be a good game. But I will have to lean towards Deshaun Watson and J.J. Watt and then the Houston Texans over the Jacksonville Jaguars in this matchup, folks. All right, our next pick, we have the Minnesota Vikings at 6-2, traveling to KC, Kansas City, Missouri, to Arrowhead Stadium to take on the 5-3 Kansas City Chiefs, who lost a heartbreaking game, this past weekend. It really hurt. Like I said, Pat Mahomes, like I said, after that, game against Green Bay last week, like I said, that experience, with Aaron Rodgers, played against Kansas City. So I'm hoping that Pat Mahomes learns some things, and I hope that they can pull out a victory over Minnesota. So I'm going with the Kansas City Chiefs over the Vikings in this matchup, folks. Our next matchup, we have the Chicago Bears, at 3-4, heading to Philly to take on Carson Wentz and the 4-4 Philadelphia Eagles. Both teams are really struggling, and Matthew Trubisky is really getting a lot of heat. Like I said, especially this past Sunday's game where they could have won that game, man. Their punter, Pinero, he missed the field goal, dude. He missed 2 field goals in the game. 6 points they left on the board. They could have beat San Diego. They could have beat the LA Chargers, man. And I know that's just weighing on his mind right now. And I know he's getting a lot of heat also because of it. But Carson Wentz, he's kind of struggling also right now. Right now we're waiting for him to get back to his pre-injury form a couple of years ago before they went to the Super Bowl. So, and hopefully Deshaun Jackson will come back from injury. Hopefully, he gets better soon. So in this matchup, I'm going to have to go with the Philadelphia Eagles over the Bears. The Bears! Sorry, Trubisky. I guess that won't be your week, though. So, all right, folks, we're going to take another quick break, and we will be right back with Big Flem's Pigskin Picks here on Big Flem Radio and TV. Flem Radio wants you to know that approximately every 51 minutes, someone is killed in a drunk driving crash. Buzz driving can also cause huge financial penalties with fines and legal fees. Friends, don't let friends drive drunk. Find out more at nhtsa.org.
What if I told you that by slipping a tiny instrument in the ear, a person could suddenly hear things he or she hadn't heard in years? It's true. Miracle Ear has a better way to hear, and they call it the Micro Elite. You may be surprised to know that the Miracle Ear Micro Elite has about the same diameter as a contact lens. It's no bigger than a fingertip, so it practically hides in your ear. The fact is, other people may not even know you're wearing it, unless you choose to tell them. Can this tiny wonder help you? Call Miracle Ear for a colorful fact-filled booklet. It describes hearing loss, the most common symptoms, and how you may be helped. Just call 1-800-368-8600. That's 1-800-368-8600. The call and the booklet are free, and there's no obligation. Call 1-800-368-8600 right now. Miracle Ear Centers, a tradition of helping people listen to life again. People, we all know what an uninspired drag afternoon can be. But I have a theory. I believe ice cream has the power to make afternoon better. Think about it. It's 3:15. You're pretending to work, as usual. You look over and instead of a cup of pens next to your computer, there's a cup of rich Jamocha almond fudge. Or maybe you're in a meeting and instead of pink highlighters, everybody's armed with pink spoons and digging into sundaes. Or imagine this. Instead of stumbling into the office kitchen for burnt coffee, you mosey into Baskin Robbins for a cool, creamy cappuccino blast. By adding a delicious scoop of vanilla ice cream to coffee, a cappuccino blast has what it takes to make afternoon better. So people, stop spacing out and visit Baskin Robbins for a cappuccino blast. Ice cream makes afternoon better is just a theory and cannot be proved or disproved even with quantum physics. Try our new Turtle or Mintopia blast too. Prices may vary. Baskin Robbins. Who wants some ice cream?
Gnarly, dude. This is just Spicoli. When I'm out hanging 10, catching the waves, checking out the chicks, and skipping Mr. Hand's class, I'm listening to Big Flem Radio and TV. Oh. Oh. We're back. Let's go ahead and wrap up the last couple of picks here on Big Flem's Pigskin Picks NFL edition for Week 9 of the NFL season here on Big Flem Radio and TV. As I said in the last segment, I will give you my winning percentage. Like I said again, for Week 8, we were 13-2 so far. That's the best record we have, and best weekly record we have so far this season through 8 weeks. And our total as of right now is 71 wins, 46 losses, and 1 tie, with a winning percentage of 60%, which is pretty good. So I'm hoping to continue on with this upward streak here. And like I said, let's go back to our picks. All right, folks. All right, our next picks, we have the 4-4 Tennessee Titans traveling to Charlotte, the Queen City, to take on Cam Fig Newton, who's still currently out with his injury, and the 4-3 Carolina Pathetic Panthers. of the NFC South. Well, like I say, Ryan Tannehill, right so far, he's 2-0, filling in relief for Marcus Mariota. So maybe he can finally get a break that he's been looking for that he didn't get down in Miami when he was the starting quarterback down there in Miami. So I'm going to continue on with Tennessee over Carolina in this matchup. All right, in our next matchup, we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, a.k.a. the Succaneers, at a woeful 2-5, Jameis Winston and the crew, traveling to Seattle to take on the 6-2 Seattle Seahawks, a.k.a. the Sea Buzzards. Like I said, Russell Wilson, he's doing pretty good, man. With his arm, and plus, his defense, what's left of his defense from the Super Bowl days, and stuff like that. So, with that being said, and plus Tampa Bay struggling, so I'm going to go with the Seahawks over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, aka the Succaneers. Our next matchup, we have the Green Bay Packers at 7-1. Man, they're doing good. Aaron Rodgers is doing pretty good this season. Traveling to LA to take on the woeful 3-5 LA Chargers. Like I say, Phillip Rivers, like I said, this past Sunday's game, they just been lucky they won that game. If Chicago Bears place kicker Pinero didn't miss that field goal, they wouldn't have won that game. And then last week, where Melvin Gordon fumbled at the goal line, where they should have won that game and ended up losing. So it's kind of like a tale of two contrasts here, So hopefully, Phillip Rivers get it together. Him and the offense get it together. But I'm going with Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers over the Chargers on this one, folks. Like I say, Aaron Rodgers is doing pretty good there. All right, our next matchup, our Sunday evening matchup, where we have an NFC battle, East Division battle, where we have the 4-3 Dallas Cowboys, a.k.a. the Cowpokes, traveling to East Rutherford, East Rutherford, New Jersey, my apologies, to MetLife Stadium to take on Daniel Jones and the woeful 2-6 New York Giants, a.k.a. the Midgets. Like I say, Daniel Jones, since he took over for Eli Manning, he's 2-3 now as a starter. So he's trying to learn something and try to get things together there. But I'm hoping Dak Prescott will get back to his early season form. Him and Ezekiel Elliott. And also that defense. So I'm going to give this one to the Dallas Cowboys over the New York Giants, a.k.a. the Midgets. And last but not least, our Monday night matchup, where we have, this will probably be a good one, where we have the 8-0 and defending Super Bowl champs, the New England Patriots, and Tom Brady and Bill Belichick and company, traveling to Baltimore to M&T Bank Stadium to take on Lamar Jackson and the 5-2 Baltimore Ravens. What more can you say about the Patriots? I know they had issues with their wide receivers, especially Antonio Brown and Josh Gordon. But like I said, they still got Julius Edelman, and like I said, they got that running game with Sony Michel from where, University of Georgia, baby. So, and Baltimore with Lamar Jackson, like I said, he's doing pretty good. Leading his team on in the AFC North. I think this is going to be a very tight game. But I think I'm going to give the edge to Tom Brady, Bill Belichick and company, and the New England Patriots over the Baltimore Ravens. Sorry, Raven fans. So let's recap all our picks for Big Flem's Pigskin Picks NFL edition for Week 9 of the NFL season. Like I said, we're starting the second half of the season. And hopefully teams that are struggling right now, hopefully they'll get it together this half of the season. And those are still doing good or doing great right now and maintain that momentum. Hopefully take them to the playoffs. So we'll start off again with our Thursday night matchup where we have the 49ers at 7-0 traveling to Arizona. We picked the 49ers over the Cardinals. We have the Buffalo Bills over Washington Rednecks, a.k.a. the Redskins. We have the woeful Miami Dolphins, a.k.a. the Tuna Fish, finally getting their first win of the season over the New York Jets. That's an AFC East matchup, by the way. Like I say, it might be a snoozer, but if you want to watch the game, if it's a regional coverage, go knock yourselves out. Got the Indianapolis Colts over the Pittsburgh Steelers. You got the Detroit Lions over the Oakland Raiders. You got the Cleveland Browns over the Denver Broncos. You have the Houston Texans over the Jacksonville Jaguars. You got the Kansas City Chiefs over the Minnesota Vikings. You got Philadelphia Eagles over the Chicago Bears. The Bears! You got Tennessee Titans over Carolina Pathetic Panthers. And you got Tampa Bay over Seattle. I stand corrected. I got the Seattle Seahawks over Tampa Bay Buccaneers, a.k.a. the Succaneers. And we got the Green Bay Packers over the L.A. Chargers. Then we got the Dallas Cowboys, a.k.a. the Cowpokes, over the New York Giants, a.k.a. the Midgets. And our Monday night matchup, we have our defending Super Bowl champs, the New England Patriots, Tom Brady and Bill Belichick and company, over the Baltimore Ravens. Also, those are having bye weeks this coming weekend. We have, of course, my home state team, the woeful 1-7 Atlanta Falcons. Ugh. Right now, off the blank, he's evaluating Dan Quinn's status as coach during this bye week, so hopefully he might stay around. Like I said, maybe because he took the Falcons to the Super Bowl 2 seasons ago, it might save his job, but we'll see how that unfolds. And also, we have Cincinnati, who haven't won a game yet. This is their bye week also, so hopefully they'll give them a week to finally get things together and draw up a plan where they can get their first win of the season. The LA Rams, this is their bye week also, so Jared Goff can make some tinkering with his offense. And Todd Gurley, the Gurley man, another University of Georgia alum. And last but not least, the New Orleans Saints, the Aints. Right now, they're leading the NFC South. And Drew Brees also just came back from his injury this past Sunday for his first win back since the beginning of the season. So those are the teams that are on their bye weeks this coming week. So that wraps it up for another edition of Big Flem's Pigskin Picks for Week 9 of the NFL season here on Big Flem Radio and TV. Again, don't forget to check out the website. Don't forget to check out the other 5 podcast shows that gears towards music, talk, and veterans issues. And also check out the Big Flem's Pigskin Picks College Football Edition this weekend as well. And also, if you're into fantasy football, I hope your teams or whoever individuals that you pick in your fantasy league team, hope you do well this coming week. So, until then, tune in again for another edition of Big Flem's Pigskin Picks NFL Edition here on Big Flem Radio and TV. Written and produced and hosted by yours truly, Lorenzo Big Flem Fleming. Big Flem's Pigskin Picks NFL and College Edition is a production of Black Rebel Productions in association with Flem Media. The NFL opening theme is a property of Fox NFL Sports as well as NFL properties. Big Flem Radio and TV do not own the rights to the clip, nor do they profit from it.
Hi, I'm here today because I'm addicted.
Big Flem Radio and TV.
Get ready.
You know.
Now that's an addiction, man.